Hello, Internet! I personally am awful at time management, so I'm going to give you some tips that I have found that worked and ways to overcome my fault. An awesome difference between high school and university is that in high school you're in class for 8 hours a day and then have 4 hours of homework, but in university you're only in class for a few hours a day and then have 4 hours of homework. That gives you a lot more time to get the work done, but also a lot more time to procrastinate and forget that work needs to get done. I'm a really big list person. I make lists for everything, so my first tip is to make a to-do list. Every Sunday I write down every piece of homework that I know is due that week and put it in a prominent place to remind me. And it feels awesome to cross off homework that you've done. Another big tip is to keep a planner. I think that I have a pretty good memory, but I will always forget certain assignments or which day assignments are due and such, so it's best just to write it down so you can't forget it. Personally, I can't do work in my own room. If I'm sitting at my desk and have my computer open, I will stray to any number of websites that I would love to be on rather than doing homework, so I go to the library. I have friends that go to our computer lab. So get out of your normal area. Living in a dorm box is hard because you are living in the same area that you are sleeping, in the same area that you are working, so it's hard to separate when you're allowed to be doing fun things and when you're allowed to be doing lazy things. So if you get out, if you go to the library or a coffee shop or anywhere that you're only doing work there, it will help you immensely. I find that studying with friends is really helpful because then they can look over my shoulder and see that I'm not actually doing work and get me to continue. Also, I have classes with some of my friends, so it's helpful when I have a question on homework or want them to read over a paper or something. When you can't be your own motivator, get friends to do it for you. Something that I find really hard to do but try is to do things in advance. If you wait until the night before, you'll be doing a lot of work in a short amount of time, but if you do it a few days in advance, you'll have leisurely time the night before something is due to maybe read over it a second time or just hang out and do fun things. I personally really like to do all of my homework on Saturday. I go to the library and just spend the entire day in there and do all of the homework that I know will be due that week. Then when friends ask to go out to dinner or go do something during the week, I don't have to say no because I have homework that's due the next day. I can spend one day doing a lot of work and then just do little things throughout the week. What kind of stuff do you guys do to avoid procrastination and avoiding homework and time management issues and such? I could really use your help. Like I said, I'm not the greatest at this. These are just tips that I try and do. So thank you for watching. You're awesome. See you next time.